What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Peter Gabriel, and we're returning to the Scratch or 2 album. Thank you again to Phil. And the next tune is A Wonderful Day in a One-Way World, which is a very lyrical, expressive title. I don't quite know how to read it, a one-way world in particular. Now, a one-way world could mean a world in which you're not allowed to do things in different ways, or which fate or probability always break in a particular direction, and thus a wonderful day would have to be in concert with that direction or with that dynamic. But yeah, I feel like it could go different ways, it could happen on different scales, meaning a one-way world could be about the narrator's personal life trajectory, and like things always go this way for me, whether that's more positive or more negative. But a wonderful day, certainly on the surface of it, sounds enjoyable and positive, although, of course, you can say phrases like that ironically or scornfully or sarcastically. So in that regard, I suppose there's a wide range of potential meanings, but I'll see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Peter Gabriel. The track is A Wonderful Day in a One-Way World, and it's from his 1978 Scratch or 2 album. Somehow both like Baroque and folk at the same time.
Saturday is shopping day. My car is no place to park it. No respect for Superman and Superman. Guess there must be trouble, but I'm not really loaded. Looking on the story, it was all deserted, and I'm stranded here with my empty basket, so full of questions, but no to ask it. By the one way out, strange voice shout, don't let that good man out. Have a wonderful day in a one-way world. One way, one day. Have a wonderful day in a one-way world. One way, one day. One-way man, get along with mankind. Oh, there's an old man on the floor, so I summoned my charm. I said, hey, scumbag, has there been an alarm? He said, yeah, we turn off eternal youth. They all got afraid, 'cause I'm a living proof. My name is Einstein. Do you know time is a code? He said, stop, old man, you got a nerve, 'cause there's only one rule that I observe. Time is money, and money is soul. By the one way out, strange voice shout, don't let that good man out. Have a wonderful day in a one-way world. One way, one day. Have a wonderful day in a one-way world. One way, one day.
tune, an electro baroque folk rock tune. It actually reminded me of the sonic creativity yet also eccentricity of a group like Roxy Music. It really had that kind of quirky, I don't really know what's going to happen next, and the different sonic ingredients sound like a really eclectic mixture quality to it. I don't know if my parallel structure worked right there, but yes, the point is it had a very quirky sound, definitely that like electric keyboard, almost like harpsichord, though not quite that same sound, which I suppose is why it had a baroque quality, although I do think it was also like the melodic writing. But then it had this like evolving folk progressive rock feel to it a little bit, so yeah, like a really interesting one sonically. And then lyrically, I did think of this before it started, but I actually didn't consider it a possibility. Like, One Way is a road sign you often see, at least here in the States, meaning like, this isn't a two-way road, like, don't enter one way. And it's funny, because here it's like, we hear reference to one way, but it's like, don't let that good man out, is that what it is? And so basically, he's talking about not being able to park his car, and so immediately I'm like, oh, like, is it actually more literal than I considered? The idea of, like, a good day in a one-way world would be, like, one in which you're always headed in a direction that works with the signs, that, you're allowed to go the way that you're trying to, and, there's no, like, toll barrier that's coming down preventing you from progressing and so on, which I guess would still be maybe metaphorical or figurative. But yeah, suddenly I'm seeing like, the downtown Manhattan or something, and the crowded streets and one-way streets and so on, which like LA is another great example, but for some reason I was like framing it mentally or visually in New York, but where there's a lot of parts where like the streets are only one way. So if you want to, like, if you're heading some way and you want to get to somewhere that you've actually just passed, you can't just turn around. You have to like go around like a city block to get back there. So I was thinking maybe there's something to that. But then there's the whole like, who was it? Like, it sounded like someone was like stealing from his car or something like that. And he's like, oh, you've gotten enough now. But then he's like talking about time being money, and then like money was something else. So I think there's maybe like a visual narrative here, but it's perhaps functioning conceptually or figuratively, and at the very least, the narrator's automobile is involved, and he has a hard time figuring out where he can park it, and then maybe, he's wasting time doing that, so he's losing money, whether, again, that's more literally or otherwise, but then maybe someone's like ripping him off, and I think there was like a swear word said at someone, so yeah, I don't quite know how to read the lyrics comprehensively, but I was amused by the tidbits that I caught. And his vocals, not vocally in terms of his vocal character like Fairy, but a bit eccentric, and like it sounded like there was an effect on some of the lines. So again, it very much reminded me of Roxy Music. So an interesting tune, a quirky tune. I'm curious to hear what people have to say about this one. Let me know, and I will see you next time. Peace.